In our previous lecture, I mentioned KIP, KIP. Now, an obvious question is, what is KIP? KIP stands for Kafka Improvement Proposal. It's a formal process within the Apache Kafka open source community for proposing, discussing, and eventually implementing significant changes or new features to Kafka. Think of it as Kafka's version of Request for Comments, RFC, or Python's PEPs, Python Enhancement Proposals. So what does it mean actually? When you see KIP followed by a number, for example KIP 500, KIP 848 or KIP 932, it refers to a specific unique proposal that has gone through or is going through the Kafka community's design and review process. So here's what that entails. Every KIP starts by clearly defining the problem it aims to solve or the new capability it intends to introduce. This section explains why the change is needed, the motivation section. Next we have proposed change. This is the detailed description of the solution. It outlines the design, how it will work, and how it fits into Kafka's existing architecture. This can be quite extensive, including diagrams, API changes, and technical specifications. A crucial part of any KIP is to clearly outline any changes to Kafka's public APIs, protocols, configuration parameters, or command line tools. This is important for ensuring backward compatibility or explaining any planned breaking changes and informing users how they might be affected. If a KIP introduces a breaking change or replaces an existing feature, it must provide a plan for how users can migrate to the new functionality without downtime. Next, we have rejected alternatives. This section is vital for good design. It describes other solutions that were considered and explains why they were deemed inferior or rejected, providing context for the chosen approach. Once a KIP draft is written, it's submitted to the Apache Kafka developer mailing list for discussion. This is where the community provides feedback, asks questions, debates trade-offs, and seeks consensus. After a period of discussion, a formal vote is held among Kafka committers. If it receives enough binding +1 votes, the KIP is accepted and work on its implementation can begin. Now, why are KIPs important? Well, they ensure that major changes to the Kafka are well thought out, formally documented, and agreed upon by the community before they are implemented. Anyone interested in Kafka's development can follow the KIPs to understand upcoming features, architectural shifts, and design decisions. The rigorous review process helps identify potential issues, improve designs, and ensure the long-term stability and performance of Kafka. Accepted KIPs serve as valuable historical and technical documentation for why certain features exist and how they are designed. They act as a central point of communication for developers, users, and the wider ecosystem about Kafka's evolution. I've already mentioned a few KIPs in my previous lecture. Some more examples include KIP 500. It's for the replacement of Zookeeper with a self-managed metadata quorum, which is KRaft. This is perhaps the most significant KIP in recent Kafka history, leading to the removal of the Zookeeper dependency. Kafka 4.0 makes KRaft the default, a direct result of this KIP's multi-year implementation. We also have KIP 848, a new consumer rebalance protocol. This KIP introduced a more efficient and less disruptive consumer rebalance mechanism, now available and improving consumer group stability in Kafka 4. And then there is KIP 932, which is for queues for Kafka. This KIP aims to bring more traditional queue-like semantics, specifically share groups, to Kafka, expanding its use cases beyond pure event streaming. It's available in early access in Kafka 4.0. So it's still in development, not available for use in production. And we saw something similar in RabbitMQ as well, where RabbitMQ is venturing in event streaming. And here we have Kafka venturing in queues, in traditional queue-like semantics. All right, so let's get back to KIP. So whenever we see KIP and a number, we know that it represents a significant formally proposed change or addition to the Apache Kafka project, often shaping the future direction and capabilities of the platform.